We thought of bringing in the Martha Graham Dance Company for so many reasons. Because we have Halim El-Dabh as an emeritus faculty member and composer on campus and in our community, and he created the music for Clytemnestra as well as Lucifer and 2 other pieces for Martha Graham. It's just an incredible opportunity. So it's a perfect event to really celebrate the 15th anniversary of the Thomas Schroth Visiting Artist Series, which has been so phenomenal and allowed us to bring in some really major guest artists over the years. And it also seemed like a seminal event, a pivotal point where we could celebrate all of our schools in their connection with the arts and design through something as epic as presenting Act 2 of Clytemnestra.
In '56, I decided to go live in New York. I've already met Martha in 1953 in Boston Art Festival. So I felt like at home, in New York. I felt like this is my place, this is a place to live. Eugene Lester is an important name because he was her conductor, her accompanist. He does everything for her. Eugene Lester was so excited, he called Martha on the phone. He said, Halim is here, I have to bring him. So one day I carried all my music and went to the East 63rd Street. So she walked in with poise, like stature. I kissed her hand and she sat down to listen to my music. She sat down for 2 hours, not a word. Then she stands up, same posture, same dignity, same grandeur. She said, thank you, Mr. El-Dabh. And she left. Not a word. A phone call later on, Halim, Ms. Graham would like to work with you. The work was not titled. She said, I'm commissioning you 15 minutes, opening in October, and that was July, on Broadway. Can you do it? I said, Ms. Graham, if you can do it, I can do it.
Well, Martha Graham was a force to be reckoned with, and she really changed the entire concept and world of dance. She was one of the major pioneers, created one of the first codified modern dance techniques, and she totally changed the landscape of what before had really been predominantly ballet and ballet vocabulary, and Graham brought it to a much more visceral and strong and physical kind of place and told stories from a feminist point of view in many of her works.
Well, first of all, we're delighted to be able to honor Halim El-Dabh. Halim has been part of the Graham legacy since the 1950s, when he, as a young composer, worked directly with Martha Graham, who was probably a good 30 years older than he was. How originally this was supposed to be a 20-minute work, and by the end of the months that they worked together, it turned into almost 2.5 hours. And the scope of the work, it's Martha Graham's only full evening dance that she created, and it encompasses the characters of the Trojan War.
Before the rehearsal, of course, I would take Graham technique class to get a body ready for those signature movement, gestures, like contraction, release, is the 2 main actions that leads to whole choreography. And but the most important of Graham ballet, the roles, is the inner story, the psychological part, which I would meditate before the whole run through to get the character ready. Also to clear the relationship with all other characters in the whole story, to make my mind clear, basically.
I think One of the important things to know about Act Two of Clytemnestra is that it shifts from a dream world into reality. This was one of Martha's most brilliant innovations, that she was actually choreographing the mind. She used it on several different ballets, and certainly to the most remarkable effect in this full evening Clytemnestra. So as they watch Act Two, they enter into Clytemnestra's nightmares. She's haunted by the ghost of Agamemnon, who she murdered in the earlier act. She's dreaming about her two adult children, Electra and Orestes, are coming together to plot her murder to avenge their father's death. And by the time we're about halfway through the act, these four characters are interacting in real time.
Everybody in New York wanted to see it. They extended the show for people working on theater in New York, so they wanted to see it. I felt like I was part of New York City, part of Martha Graham, part of the company. I felt that creation it's part of me and New York and Martha, everybody. It's a creation that was so dynamite, you know.
Martha Graham saw in Halim a talent that was equal to her own, that could partner with and could collaborate with. So we've been so exceptionally fortunate at Kent State to have benefited from the work and the teaching and the composing of Halim El-Dabh.
Although I've met Halim only once or twice in person, his artistry and his collaboration with Martha Graham has been a part of my life for 40 years or more. I've danced to his music. I've been inspired by their collaboration, and it's very meaningful for me personally and for the entire Martha Graham Dance Company to be part of this celebration.